It was interesting to be faced with my old world in a new way.
Mm, very much.
They started out very like, like there was not a lot of smiles, but I
Mm.
think over time I felt I saw smiles, more smiles, and I actually started liking, when obviously when you look, smart people smile, you like them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually started connecting with them. I liked it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I was like, this is the kind of organization I would love to work with.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't wait for that. It's so
It feels really good. It sounds really good. And it's a good thing that they're doing interviews. I like that because it's about the quality of bringing in the people who are aligned to creating change. But also, what I love is that consciousness and evolution and spiritual is finding its own way into the healers of it. And, that's really exciting. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, the first one was in 2015, so they started before even, you know what I mean?
In June.
In 2019, they did
Oh,
the first
20.
festival of this thing.
So it's an annual festival.
No, I don't think it's annual. I think they've done two, and this is the third one
Okay.
because it's in between. And then I think they haven't done it every year. It's probably a big thing because they bring activists from all over the continent. So they have to select then they bring healers from all over the continent. So they have to select the healers. That's a
Yeah,
big work, right?
it's a big project. Where will it be held?
Mombasa.
Oh, nice.
Funny thing is, I'm already in Diani just the week before that.
Oh, really? Is it this year? No.
Yeah.
Oh,
In
this.
November.
Uh, wow. It just sounds very much synchronous and aligned.
We shall see. I mean, it would be interesting in a huge gathering like that, filled
Mm,
with and healers, just to be in that space, yeah,
mm,
is very interesting.
mm,
You know, I
mm,
mean, it's very exciting to be in that energy.
mm. There's there's a guy here in Mpumalanga, Michael Tellinger. So he's written a couple of books and he's known now for discovering and studying ancient civilizations in Africa. So a lot of the African wisdom history around that isn't really prevalent. And in Mpumalanga, in the province where I am, there are many, many, many stone circles. Many, there is proof that the giants walked the earth. I've gone to go and see the giant footprint in the one rock. It's an actual massive footprint. Anyway, so he's written quite a couple of books, and I'm just thinking of the gathering, and he's going to speak. He's just been to Bosnia, and how interesting was this? So he posted on Telegram on the agenda or the program and the speakers. You see people like pyramid expert, energetic healing expert. So this integration of science
Right.
and the knowledge of the ancients, and now he's going to speak in Colorado in August, beginning of August. So there's a big conference there with Greg Braden, it's Gaia TV that are holding the conference. The reason I'm highlighting it because one, I think it's amazing, and two, it's now it's like an elevation of next level of the knowledge and the wisdom, like this, and the people you're interacting with and that are coming into your space. That's exciting. This is an exciting opportunity.
Part of me just doesn't, I don't know, part of me still feels um like I want to be doing this work like now. Unsatisfied, or I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like part of me feels frustrated. It's beyond frustrated. It's like almost ignored by the universe or unheard, or I don't know how to explain it. Like, why won't you just give me the chance, you know? Obviously, I have not gone and marketed myself anywhere, also. I understand that. But do you know what? Like, there's this feeling like, and it comes up a lot in this. Do you remember this last time we talked about it, this political space, you know? Like, and how I felt like I had to convince people, or, but now it's more like, not that I have to convince people, because definitely, you know, the reading and channeling with ChatGPT helped me realize that it's 11:11. It helped me realize that it's actually just about my frequency, and then my frequency attracts. You know, so even in this interview this morning, I I just reminded myself before we started, it's like it's not them measuring me. It's um it's 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 just me being myself, or being my own frequency. Like, it's about my frequency, and what is right will be called by that frequency.
Mm,
The most powerful thing I have is my frequency.
mm.
But I guess part of me is just impatient or sad or something, I don't know, around this. I want to be doing this work now, but also I'm very tired at this minute. But it's so exciting for me to think about working with organizations that are creating stuff and helping them to actually go deeper. But anyways, it's all over the place. But yeah, it brings up different things, you know?
You
Yeah.
know, I just resonate with what you're saying. Just this period of like frustration. Where this journey says, okay, I feel stuck. Surely I should be moving. When is it opening up? What is happening? Hello, hello. Where's the manifestation? I am doing so much clearing work. I should be like crystal clear by now. What is going on? And and then if you think about it, it happens so subtly. Now think about your journey from the afternoon of attending the music concert. That wasn't planned. It was you went somewhere in the morning, you had something on, and then you went to this event. And Zion was with you, and you went to the event, and it wasn't like a planned event. But that event opened up a whole lot of other things. It was that connection to music, it was the message through music, it was the audience. That audience were the young activists, the musicians, the people that have the same intention for Africa, but in a different form, the political conversations in a different form. So if you think about that, and then you think about yourself like a year before, the conversations, the clients were different, but the intention was always there. So I mean, I completely resonate with the opportunity. Where's the opportunity? But I actually think it's been formulating.
As you speak, it. No,
Definitely.
as you're speaking, I'm seeing it, because I'm thinking, you know, they're bringing these healers and activists together.
Mm,
And I know I'm called by two things always, right? Music, I'm a
mm,
musician, political activist, so a change
mm,
maker. Or,
mm,
and I realized, yeah, like and then being asked to help with Kasima, and not even, I just didn't even see Kasima like that as a space where I am also
mm,
having to bring those three worlds together.
mm,
So you're right. It is forming. It's just not forming in the way I want it to, which is, can somebody call me, hire me, pay me really well, and I start working and I get all the respect. You know what I mean? It's forming over years in different pieces in different places. Um, I think the sadness is, there's a sadness, you know, when I had this interview this morning, the sadness that I look at these people, I'm like, these people are open. You know what I mean? They are
mm,
actually this work, and
mm,
I love to help them go in their own organization even further. Not the project might be perfect as it is, it might not be, needing any support. But if as an
mm,
organization go even further, even deeper, you know,
mm,
what could they create with that? They are literally a rapid response mechanism. They have funding. They can literally create anything they want to.
mm,
And like I see these people, I saw them through the screen. I saw how the different level of openness and the different thought processes that would be going on. I'd be like, it's so wonderful to open their minds. They have so much power. But I maybe this is part of like sometimes those spaces seem like that's where the opportunity is. But that might be just my mind trying to take a way that seems easy, like, oh, they have power, they have capacity, they have space.
mm,
Like I
mm,
work do so many
mm,
amazing instead of me doing the amazing things now and struggling, calling all the musicians, being like, I'd like to interview. You know what I mean? Like that's annoying. But I guess I don't know. It's just it's mixed, it's a mixed experience. Touching the spaces you want to really be at the center in the center of, and then you've been waiting a long time for it, and then there's a whole mix. I think it's a mixed feeling,
mm,
or but it's interesting. I feel like my mind, my emotions are constant in every minute. They're actually changing.
mm,
There's a lot of movement right now.
mm. There's a lot of movement. The piece that's coming through that always comes through and you're gonna say, oh yeah, okay. I've heard that before. Is this thing about, okay, it looks like this. So if it's like this, then I'm doing what I should be doing. People know me. It looks like this. And the piece I'm getting is just let go of that because we actually don't know. What I'm realizing more and more and more is that we actually don't know all the little pieces that are put together. Like if you look at the picture behind me, all those little fabrics is like, and every image in it and every dot in it, it's almost like that's how the more in tune you become or the clearer you become, the synchronicities are so beyond the mind, yet we still put them in the form of the mind. It must look like this. I'm earning this. I'm doing this. And the thought that's coming to me is all of these steps. You never know if someone who interviewed you is connected with you, and then something else comes up, and then they've got your contact, and they contact you, and it was through this. It's it's like, but
Yeah.
the one thing that you can see for sure is how close it's coming to you. And you gave those three examples. It's so true. Is the music festival to Kasima to people throwing this application to you literally from all different angles. And Kasima, you created. Don't forget that. You integrated those pieces very beautifully in a way that hadn't been done before. The music with the conversation with the consciousness.
As you're speaking, I'm also realizing that what's coming up for me is this grief around or and it's as it's coming because it's coming in like little pieces. I can actually feel the emotion just coming and then it's gone and then I can't and then I feel fine again and then it's coming that sadness is actually it's the remnants of I'm not good enough. This external, that small child that's like they're not picking me. You know what I mean?
Mm,
And not the whole of me actually. It's just this small, I feel like it's bringing up this small fragments of that. And
mm, mm,
so I think it's a healing process also
mm,
starting up spaces where I really like feel like this is where I want to like this is where I
mm,
really want to work. the center of these spaces, like not in the center, let's say, but I want to work in these spaces, you know? So but I think that grief and that sadness comes up because there's the older parts of me that still need to be cleared,
Mm-hmm.
which is around, not being good enough, not being heard. And it brings, and just recognizing that also allows it to pass.
Mm. Think about your interview, actually. That's exactly what happened. That interview was a healing interview. Think about the beginning of the interview, the slowness of it, the like, let me pull back. Let me not be myself 100%. Let me just assess the situation. Let me just see, which is normal and natural, especially if that little I'm not good enough voice or we perform. Like let me assess the situation because I need to perform in this space. But then what happened, there was a letting go where Neha was just Neha. And then you could see the connection in the interview if I just reflect on how you described that interview process. So even that interview process was a moving and a releasing of that pattern, you know, even without knowing what the outcome is. The outcome will be the next part of the experience.
And yeah, to be honest, I don't feel bad about the outcome, whatever it is, because I
Mm,
feel I've been true. There's nothing
mm,
more press to do any better. Do you know what I mean? Like I connected. I was myself. I was the truth. I was truthful, and I know what I do. And if they're not seeing it or they're not able to, then that space is definitely not going to be for me. Like it's
mm,
of which I work. You know what I mean? If they don't get it, but I mean they felt it for sure because, like I said, they were. Some of the like the conversation, the words changed.
mm,
You know. But I also, it was interesting as you were speaking, I was realizing that I've lost it now, what it was, but it was something. So what I realize is the reason why, not only me, I think many of us can be like, when is this happening? Whatever it is for us, whether it's a relationship or whether it's work. I mean, for me, it's my work, right? For you, it could be
mm,
relationship or more. But like that sadness, or when is it going to happen, or why is it not happening, or like patience. It's not impatience though. It's not
mm,
impatience. You know what it is that we are bypassing the grief around the grief and the hurt around the experience of feeling not good enough.
mm,
And just want to be there because that will make us feel like we are enough.
mm, mm,
But what we're actually doing is bypassing, because remember I was saying I was feeling all these different things, I can feel it, and it's not like pleasant. It's like I'm just trying to, I can't even find the words for it, but I'm realizing now is because we're just trying to avoid that feeling, that
mm,
depth around the universe doesn't recognize my gifts. This world will never hear me. Like and it's because some way or the other, like I'm rejected. Like that, all of that. I think we're just trying to bypass all that hurt, that feeling, and we're trying to be in the situation that's already. But if you ask me if I want the job now, I'm tired, I'm overwhelmed. Practically in my life, at least this month, I don't have a lot of space for it.
mm,
uh, yeah, so it's not actually that I want that. What I want is the feeling of being seen, of being heard,
mm,
of value to
mm,
others. That's what I'm looking for more than
mm,
anything. And it's a very interesting realization actually, that's why the impatience comes, because you're trying to bypass the feeling.
mm.
I think that spirit is working in this slow way, because spirit's like, hey, here first, feel
Yes,
everything
exactly. That's exactly,
place and that you think you want to be in first. And then
yes.
up everything, let you
Yes,
see.
yes, yes.
See what's next. Then we'll see what's next, you know? Yeah.
And in that same process, also then rediscovering, I want to be valued and I want to be seen, but what does that actually mean? Like so I'm seen and then what? And then being seen is looks like what? And then and then so I even think that process, it works on the two levels. Definitely this process of, okay, no, we're going to go here first, and then we're going to go here first, and then we're going to go there first. And you'll understand why I'm taking you here and here and here and here. And then you'll see for next. There's like no destination. It's like next, 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 next. Okay, we're going to open it up here. That's what I'm finding. I'm finding in my own space as well as this. It's a slow, steady process, but highly intelligent, but not necessarily outlined the way we've outlined it. But I do agree, it is to be valued and to be seen, and it's a constant exploring of I'm not good enough. There's something wrong with me, which is, I don't know, it's been put in the DNA somewhere because we all have it in some form. And I'm sure there's an intelligent reason for that. I don't know what it is. We've discussed it before, actually. And then navigating this work to being seen, being accepted externally and then internally.
You know, what you're saying made me think of the process as highly intelligent when you said that. It made me think it's the first time I've made the connection, or I've experienced it like this, that the process is, how do you say? God is the process.
Mm.
God doesn't use the process. Like, it's a different way of conceiving. I don't have even a word because I see the process as like the silkworm.
Mm.
It's like actually its own entity. That's actually God.
Mm.
Imagine if God is the process. Wow. That changes everything.
Mm. That is it. It is the process. It's not a separate entity. You're in it. It is it.
God is everything, right? But like depending on where you're standing, you can see it in a different form. That's why we have like 99 names of Allah.
Mm.
But imagine, like now, not even imagine, but just connect to God is the process. Wow. Like that
Mm.
just thing about how we relate to this process.
Mm.
God is not using the process. Is not the tool. The process is not the tool.
Mm-mm.
The process is the entity, you know?
That is continuously evolving, transmuting, transforming, metamorphosizing. So there can't really be a fixed destination. It can't look fixed because
But there,
if you're evolving it, it's always moving.
what the mind is doing is the mind is connecting to an emotional destination that it desires.
Yes,
Want to
yes.
bypass the shit that
The
it doesn't want.
process. Yes, because the brain we know likes comfort. The brain does not like discomfort. The brain likes comfort in safety. So if I can distract myself, avoid all that other stuff, then that's nice. So if I have a fixed picture in my mind, that's okay, that's my comfort, that's safety. So if I don't have that, then I'm really uncomfortable. But it's an illusion, really, because even if you get that piece, there's the next piece that you desire. Desire never ends. It's like, okay, so now here I am. I'm safe, so I can stay like this. Or am I going to stop desiring? I don't. I think that's the intelligence. It's built in.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really interesting because yeah, now I'm relating to like God is the process, that means it's just I can't do anything but accept it. You know,
Surrender.
like
Yeah.
embrace, almost embrace it. Although it's hard sometimes, but I'm like, okay, I'm here. Let's go. You know what I
It,
mean?
and it's also completely uncertain and unknown because, and that's the exciting part in that I get excited about what's okay, when what opportunities are going to come, what's going to come on the path, what am I going to be shown? It's not always pleasant, but so like an example, which is what I find interesting now, is my journey. I've been saying, okay, so the conversation we had around this differently abled and the comfort and discomfort levels. So I was like, okay, show me more of where that discomfort is. I've been speaking about this process of clearing out, not avoiding the stuff that you've just spoken about, going into that, clearing out. So now, my so my dad was an alcoholic, and growing up, so I have a lot of like resistance or discomfort I have to conflict, to any like conflict or any um like if there's a drunk person or a person that feels a bit out of control. And I have done counseling in the past. I have worked with different people, but predominantly in the space that I've been with business professionals. Okay, so what happens this last week? And I don't know if you're finding that processes are being sped up. Like you said, like a lot is happening. It's like you're not given opportunities like maybe one or two a month. It's like, okay, this one, next one, next one, next one, next one. If you found that. Anyway, so I get this opportunity out of the blue, out of the blue, to work with someone who's in recovery addiction. And already I'm like, okay, this is not my space. I'm understanding a bigger picture here. I'm feeling really nervous because I don't know if, I have the ability to do this, even with all the experience that I have. And I'm like, okay, but I'm going to say yes. I'm not afraid of I know what's happening here. There's a bigger reason here. So I go and also just in the beginning, just having a conversation, and I can feel I'm a bit nervous about it. Just I'm resonating with the interview process. I know it's not the same, but that initial apprehension, okay, thinking of tools, what tools. And then I moved into a space of there was just love and compassion and just a letting go space. Like, and I've done this many times in coaching where I'm like, I don't know what to do next, and a question comes through. Like, you have that space where you're like, okay, this person, what do they need? Can you help me? And now it was such an interesting experience because I found that I got ideas, or like things were coming through to say, ask this, do this, show this, which I hadn't thought of entering the space. And it was a really interesting experience just from me leaving, feeling completely comfortable in that space. I mean, you've worked in that space before. Um, I have now and then, but honestly, that would be one of the places I've avoided. But now, um, it was an interesting space just from two levels, from just not being afraid of it after that, and also transmuting those energies and fears inside me because of it. So I thought, okay, great. Then the next day, bizarre experience happens. I'm walking with my dog. I go at a different time of the day than I normally go. And I have this experience. There's this lady, um, and she's talking to someone in a car, and she's just mentioning how she's nervous about something or she's afraid about something. The next minute she sees me and my dog. She runs to me. She says, look, I'm afraid. I need some help. And the car drives off. So I'm like, what is this now? Anyway, so I ask her what help do you need? How can I help you? Is it like police type of help? So she's telling me, no, no, no. She's moved to this place. She doesn't want to be here. It's cursed. She says, I'm not crazy. I know I sound crazy. So I'm like, okay, so I'm trying to just calm her down. And then she just walks away. There's like a hotel resort around the corner. Anyway, so she said, no, no, she'll go there. There's a security guard. She'll see. But I could see there was something wrong. There was obviously, anyway, so I walked with my dog up the road. I thought, no, normally I would have picked up my dog. When I saw that lady speaking to the person in the car, I would have been, I'm out of here because I can feel like the discomfort, something's going on. This is not something I can handle. Anyway, I didn't do that. Now, this was after that experience with the guy in recovery. Anyway, so I thought, okay, no, no. So I take my dog and I walk up the road. So I think if I walk up the road and I come down again, if she comes out, I'll be there. I'm gonna maybe take the opportunity to respond differently because I was like really nervous. I was like, oh no. Anyway, so I think she went, long story. I went back home. 2 hours later, my neighbor is driving past the gate with his sister. He stops to say hello and says, have I seen a lady? So I'm like, I saw a lady, yes, like this, and this is what was going on. And she went to go and ask for help. They say the neighbor across the road where she lives is phoning and they got an ambulance and they're just all looking for her. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope she's okay. Did I do the right thing? I should have maybe helped. All this stuff is going through my mind now. Then eventually, I send this guy a message and I say, look, if you need me also to get in the car to go and find her, just let me know. Anyway, they found her. She was around the block. She was hiding in a bush. And there's a church opposite the road, which she had said to me, I didn't know the names or the places that she was talking about. Anyway, this guy explained to me that she's actually bipolar and she's on medication and she might have schizophrenia and she didn't take her medication. She ended up at the church and the pastor was worried, da 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 da. So they found her. She was hiding in a bush. She does actually have a partner as well. So she was safe and she was found. So that whole thing happened after this. And it was just a different level of interacting with the panic and fear of I'm here. How like I'm not feeling steady inside, but how do I stay here in the unsteadiness? Um So I could see the progression, like I didn't run away, but I had to then reflect upon it because then there was a whole lot of other stuff that came up that I was able to process, surrender. Then the next week, so this happened all last week actually, between the last 2 Fridays, I went back again to go and see the same client. I had another appointment. And in that appointment, there was I found myself a little bit like stepping back a little bit in the beginning to say, this has been a bit much. This has been a lot that's come up for me. But then I was also able to let go and then start working again with, what came through. So in 7 days, yeah, 11, 7, 8 days, it felt like a roller coaster from the intention of wanting to clear the deep stuff, to say, and besides that, I've been dreaming a lot. So my ex has come into my dreams. There's been violence in my dreams. It's been like a whole lot of stuff. And I'm understanding it from a bigger space of God is the process in terms of, okay, we're going to go here now. This is the clearing. This is the space. This is all the uncomfortable stuff. Even on Friday when I left, I saw a gentleman living in his car, and that, he was fine, he was drinking coffee, but that also brought just this pain of just people moving away from pain. We distract ourselves with all sorts of things. That was me distracting myself, being pulled back into that pain. So then the thought was, okay, so I'm just going to go with this process. But it was quite, it was quite a process. I felt like it was being dipped into everything uncomfortable, you know. But I am proud that I'm not feeling. Well, it's interesting because I said I wasn't feeling the fear, and then I got this strange experience walking my dog because I chose to go at a different time. I was like, okay, there's still fear there. And then I had this weird dream, 2 or 3 strange dreams. So obviously it's all processing. So I did say, can you just process more while I'm dreaming? I'm good with that. But it's like, no, no, no. You have to process it at both levels. Um, so sorry, that's a long way of just saying just this resonance with, if you really want to be in the process, with the process, and even open up more to it, there is these areas of discomfort that can't be avoided. And you've done a lot of work with clients as well in that space. And we've done work on ourselves in that space. But, there's still things there.
Yeah.
Discomfort, intentionally being uncomfortable.
There's 2 things that are coming up for me as you're speaking. But they're connected.
Mm.
So what I'm getting is that the universe wants you, or is helping you, or trying to help you to realize your wholeness
Mm.
through this divine process, right? So when you enter a space working with somebody else, actually you don't even need a tool because you are the tool.
Mm. Mm.
You don't need to know any answers because
Mm.
you are the vessel of answers. It's who you are. It's not what you've learned or trained for.
Mm.
It's who you are. And so you have all the tools and all the knowledge and all the wisdom. You have it all. You're a complete package. There's no part that has been left out. But you can
Mm.
only access that wholeness if you leave all ideas of limits and limiting.
Mm.
You can literally tap into infinity. That's where you actually bring everything from. But it's only in the moment where you let go of the idea of the limit.
Mm.
And so that's why when you surrender, it's not actually that you're saying, oh, can you help me do it? And then it gives it, it's not an external
No,
entity.
it's not. Mm.
It's just your way of letting go of the limit. It's
It's,
simple.
yeah, it's almost like hearing what's already there because you've let go of the limit. You're right. It's not like an external download. It's actually there.
Because now you can access anything you want and
Yeah.
anything you need.
Yeah.
Level.
Yeah.
Because we are all, I mean, all of us are vessels, so all of us can access it at any moment, right? All of us. But
Mm.
who's allowing you to access in the way that is needed in that space? Maybe
Mm.
not hearing space of solving water pipe problems. No.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
knowledge that way. But
Yeah.
in terms of what you do, it's who you are. And your whole, I see this like, it's so funny. I keep getting so image, my images is so much more clear. I'm getting a lot of images today, or maybe it's just the way my intuition is changing or becoming more clear. I see this, this medical kit, and all of the things
Yeah.
are there, already there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing, there's nothing missing. You were made absolutely full.
Mm.
And so the universe is getting you to, um, through facing
Mm.
these areas of limit in your mind,
Mm.
like the addiction recovery thing
Mm.
in the mind because of your experience.
Mm.
But saying, okay, find your wholeness here.
Mm. Mm.
You know, you have had the power, you have the capacity
Mm.
to handle that situation.
Mm.
Absolutely, that situation in a very different way. If you just let go of
Mm.
don't have that limit, but you had the limit, right?
I had the limit, but I don't have it now. Yeah.
But it's okay because
Mm.
a different you're being shown, okay, here's my limit. Respect also your limit right now in
Yeah. Yeah.
the moment.
Yeah.
But you have all the tools, you have all the knowledge, all the wisdom, you have access to everything you need to be in any situation.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm realizing that more and more. I mean, we know it, but I think it's showing even more and more and more.
So it's just a mirror of limits.
Mm.
And at the same time, a mirror of wholeness.
Yeah.
So this external reality, it's funny because it's a class I want to teach at Kisima. It's called the magic mirror.
Mm.
you know I
Mm.
because is a mirror on the wall. That's what
Mm.
AI, and I think reality is that too.
Mm. Definitely.
And that's is just a beautiful example of how the external is just how do you say.
It's literally just it's like I don't really play games, but when they play games and then you've got different levels, but in a game you could choose to do this move or use this thing, and then it just shows you what happens. Okay, you've chosen that, so what's next? What's the next piece on your path? And it's just like that. It's like it just as soon as you choose, decide, create, you get shown, okay, now which way do you want to go? Okay, now which way do you want to go? It's just that awareness of seeing it. I mean, I'm sure you've had that. I had it a few times where in the other work, in the business work that I do, where say I'll get a small project, and for the small project, I have to do a little bit of research on something, maybe something I haven't looked at before, but that project requires me to look at that bit of information. And all of a sudden, another project comes up, and that information is exactly what I need. I needed to practice for that project without me even thinking of it. So it definitely does work, but those are the spaces we trust it. The spaces of discomfort is where we don't trust it because of the limits. We're like, no, 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 no. I'm going to put tools in place now because I don't know if you're
I,
there.
in my wounding,
Mm,
overwhelming my capacity to trust.
yeah. And surrender and just know that you'll know.
So I'm thinking about D and how he can handle, I feel like he can handle almost any situation in terms of these, what we are like discomforted by.
Yeah.
like people who are a little bit off, people who are very high, people who are, like he's able to just talk to them.
And
He's
just
able
be fine.
and just be fine, and I realize it's just because he really doesn't have a sense of limits. I think he
Mm.
has limits now,
Yeah.
are not showing up there. They're showing up
Oh,
maybe in relationship or in other ways, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't show up in all these crazy, difficult situations to us.
To us, yes.
That to us, we've been taught, grown up middle class, taught that these out of the ordinary, out of the mannered, out of the, ordered societal interaction is dangerous. That's what we've been taught.
Yeah.
We have like ordered social interaction norms of social interaction. Like, hello, how do you do? How are you? You'll be like, oh, my dog, my this, I don't know where that's not normal for us, right?
Yeah.
So that's dangerous. Those are dangerous.
Mm.
Normal. So then we fear. Where I don't know why he's different. Maybe because he's been taught something different, or he's not been taught that, you know. But
Or
yeah,
been exposed to more of that, I suppose. I don't know, growing up or
maybe because he just relates. He just relates to where they are.
what I'm learning, that relating is not having a fear of the person. So this is one thing now that I've learned. So now I'm not afraid to sit in front of that, whatever that shows up to be. So I think it's just an openness that exists in him. There's no fear. It's just, okay, I'm relating to you. You're another human. You're going through something.
And there's no
And-
judgment about it either. He doesn't. He doesn't. He just interacts with it.
Yeah.
It's a gift for sure. I was with a lady also who's not. I wouldn't say coherent. I would say she is not coherent. Somebody asked me to help a lady who is having a difficult time, and she's really not coherent, and even her experience of reality is not the same as everybody else's. She's
Mm.
experiencing reality that way, and she is also not connected to time in a linear way. Past,
Okay.
present, just merging. She's basically, I mean, I would say, and it's very scary for her. It's very tormenting for her. She doesn't know what's happening. She's very scared.
Yeah.
Um, and I was so, so tired then. Just tired. Very, very tired. Oh, there's so many. I feel like my mind is going everywhere today. Um, I don't even know how I'm doing that. I feel like it's supposed to. Actually, basically it's surprising because what I did seems to have really helped her, even though I didn't
Do
feel like I felt she needed to be referred to medical. She needed
yeah.
medical attention.
Yeah.
But interestingly, she's actually slept. She hadn't slept before for several days, and then since I saw her, she slept.
That's amazing.
I think she's much better. So my brother's visiting. Well, he's my first, but we're very close. It's like my brother. And I love him. And he's such a wonderful, like such a good person. But he has this way that exhausts me.
Mm.
It's extremely exhausting. There's a lot of talking, but the talking is he's like teaching a lot on the physical realm.
Mm.
He's constantly teaching information.
Like academic.
Like not academic necessarily, but like, oh, this is how this works, and this is how this works, and this is why, and society, blah blah blah, this, but it's all like, and for me, I can't, like for me, where I'm explaining from is a totally different place. And I also teach when I speak, but
Mm.
I feel like whenever I say something, then you'll be like, yes, but blah 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 blah. One, two, three. Definition is a lot of definitional. Like, this is the definition of this word. That's why this is not correct.
Mm.
And saying it in a mean way at all, but it's
Just no.
just how do you say compulsive way of constantly interacting. And I find it extremely tiring. I don't know why it's tiring me so much. Like, because I don't know why it's tiring so much. And then my friends came around yesterday. We had a barbecue, well, a gathering. People came over and just sitting with my friends, just sitting outside was like feeling so restored. It's been so restored. Um, and it's funny because, with family, it's really hard to engage in a way with people that are not, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, there's a closeness that's very confusing. So you can't see clearly anything.
Mm, mm. Is there's something that's coming up which is quite interesting. Is okay, I'm just going to say the words first so I don't forget. Fighting to be seen. I'll come back to that. Is there in the conversation, is there a correcting? Is there like, it's a constant correcting? Yeah. And in the
Whereas
con
what you're saying, you're telling me like basically I am wrong. Not wrong even about other things. I'm just wrong. Like everything I'm doing is, I don't know. Who I am is, I don't know how to explain it. Like I'm
yeah,
wrong.
yeah, it's exactly what I'm picking up. It's like a constant correcting. That's what I'm just saying. So it's just pulling up that you are wrong, you are wrong. No, this is wrong, which is debilitatingly exhausting. And then that wanting to be seen is like, okay, I need to interact with this. Let me have a conversation with this. Let me a deeper thing about no, 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 I'm not wrong. Let me speak, which is like resistance to being told the wrongness, which is exhausting. So the conversation, put love aside of a family relationship and a closeness. It's just this reflection of, I'm not wrong. Let me have a conversation, but it's so much effort. Um, and you, it's just the person coming from I'm gonna call it just, yeah, it's informational. It's just constant information of like a fact checking. Imagine like you said to ChatGPT, this is how the universe operates. And ChatGPT says, no, this is how the universe operates. So but ChatGPT doesn't do that. It's a different interaction. So you
Ability for interaction there. Do you know what I mean? Like where's the interaction?
it's an interaction. It's like imagine a robot. Because ChatGPT is becoming more sentient. Just imagine a robot with no other emotion. I'm just saying information, information. Then you say something to me and I say, no, 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 it's like this. And then you say something to me and I say, no, 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 it's like this. So it's more a conversation that's purely data. If I could think of it, it's a data-driven conversation. It's not a interaction. It's not a connection. But you have a connection from a family, from a caring perspective at a different level. But that's not in the
Love him.
conversation. Say
I
that
love
again.
love him not because I have to. Because
Yes,
I
because you do, yeah.
a wonderful person. You know what I mean? So I really don't know what to do with that. I did end up kind of yelling a little bit about it, saying like, I feel like I'm in court and everything I say, I have to
Yeah.
defend myself.
That's it. That's what's happening, which is exhausting
Yeah, why is it exhausting so much? Why is it so exhausting?
because there's no need to defend yourself. But the pattern of I'm not good enough says defend yourself. Because if you don't defend yourself, you're going to disappear. You're not going to be seen. However, that's not true. That's actually not true. This is just a conversation. It's not going to change. So unless, if you think about it, whether you have this conversation today or tomorrow, it's going to be the same conversation. But the conversation is with a different brain. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It doesn't mean you think about if you and I have a different opinion of something. You'll say, this is why I think this. And I'll say, no, this is why I think this. So there's a conversation about the difference in thought and opinion. Think about when you've got an insight and I say this and you say, no, 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 it's coming through as this. And I don't say, no, you're wrong. So what I'm trying to say is it's not a conversation. The tiredness is defending yourself as not being wrong, which is exhausting.
And also it's not being good enough or whatever, because
It's it's bringing that up as opposed to, well, I think maybe as opposed to saying, okay, so this person has a conversation in that way. I don't need to defend myself. I can interact with the conversation or leave the conversation. I can like the important piece is the awareness of when I feel I must defend. There's that tension that comes in. No, I'm right. Da, 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 I must defend myself because that's where the energy is leaking, as opposed to, okay, that's what I must work through. The feeling that I must defend. I don't need to defend myself. There's nothing wrong with me. But this conversation is making me feel, like if someone speaks over you, then you become invisible and become so exhausting that you just stay invisible. It's just easier, if that makes sense. So if I said the conversation is not going to change, it's going to stay the same, then the then it's not about the conversation interaction anymore. It's about that feeling inside, that resistance, that like if it didn't bother you, like say it was, I had no desire to defend myself, and that doesn't mean I'm not going to be seen. It just means I don't feel like interacting at that level. There may not be so much exhaustion because you don't have to do that with your friends that were there yesterday.
But also, I can choose to be around people and not. Like if I mean, I wouldn't interact with him. I would just not hang out that much. Do you know what I mean? Or I'd only hang out partying, or I'd only hang out in a way where this
Yeah.
is not right now. And even when we're around each other, we're going to constantly be around each other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I believe that he's come in to show me something. He's definitely come into my awareness. And it's very much resonating about this being seen.
Mm.
How, and of course, the answer in my mind is I have to see myself, but it's not, there's no click. There's no
No.
integration, right?
It's like
Just,
saying you must love yourself. When people say that, I'm like, yeah, okay, so what? What does that mean?
so
Yeah.
like, what am I doing here with this? What am I doing with this?
I think
Because
it's, yeah.
also this impetus for him to really, I think I have to express it to him probably and leave it. And I don't know if he'll integrate it or not. Because I did express it, but in a more angry way. And I think he's really tried to be better. But I think I still feel like I do want him to see me because I love him and I want him to know who I am. Do you know what I mean? Like even with my mom, doing sessions with my mom was very therapeutic for me.
Mm.
Just allowed, even if she ignores it again and she forgets, so it doesn't matter. But she
Yeah.
has seen.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
if it is going into being unseen? Because when we are defending ourselves, we're resisting being unseen. We're resisting not being seen. We're trying to fight. Oh, okay. So what if it is being unseen? What if it is being so comfortable with being invisible and unseen because that might be more powerful? The defense and the fighting and the resistance is creating the exhaustion.
Experience what it's seen is like.
Just
So that
because you're not seen doesn't mean you're not being super effective and powerful.
I think that being unseen is where I can see myself.
Yeah.
Funny.
What is weird, something's also come through that can be a reflection. In, in in the traditional political way, it is very much of political oppositions being seen, whether that's through fighting, defense, war, rioting, um, very active processes. But what if the integration and coherence is not in fighting to be seen, but another way. And what if the ability not to be afraid of being unseen is in fact so powerful that it could create a different way? I don't know what it means, but it's obviously this.
I don't know, something is just very resonating about vegans, going into the unseen.
Mm,
That is where we can truly see it.
mm,
It's no longer about an external,
mm,
but it's where the seeing is, the unseen.
mm. And if we are comfortable with the unseen, or if you're comfortable with being unseen, that conversation won't do anything inside.
The unseen is the only place I can actually see myself. I don't understand it, but I can feel it.
It's resonating, hey?
It is, and I don't understand it exactly, but I can feel it. I don't know if I can articulate it because okay, there's an initial hurt and there's a resistance to the hurt. So I just stay in the hurt,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
So actually what I'm realizing is it's not about being seen, it's about the hurt.
Mm,
Hurt that doesn't want to not be seen. But
mm,
if I go into the hurt, then there's no worry about being seen or unseen because I'm now with myself, right?
mm, mm,
And at the end of that is where I am seen regardless of if anyone is seeing me.
mm, mm. Being unseen is not the same as being invisible. Mm,
Like it's the hurt that is triggering. I don't know how to explain. Like yeah, so when he's not seeing me, I can feel the hurt, right? Like right now, if I go into him telling me blah 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 blah,
mm,
and I stop and feel the hurt, and it's like all here,
mm,
and it's from I think a long time.
mm,
And now, actually, what he's doing doesn't matter because I'm with myself. I'm with my hurt. That's
mm,
where it's not actually him.
mm,
Right? It's here. And I can feel that as that dissolves, I'm able to see. It's not even see myself, just see. It's not even see myself because that's still an external,
mm,
but I'm able to see. I don't know.
mm,
It's just, moving that.
mm,
It just leaves me with what is always there, which is
mm. To be sensing and seeing. I can feel it. I mean, I'm working with you as you're doing it, and I can feel it's moving. It's also resonating for me too, to be able to connect with that. And it's moving. So it's amazing how moving that makes the conversation
irrelevant.
irrelevant.
And so now when he speaks, if I take that time, I don't react because the reaction is just a protection. And
Mm.
if I even feel as it's leaving, there's potential right now it's still there,
Mm,
but like there's a possibility for me to speak from a deeper place rather
mm,
than action, which is at the same, it's
mm,
almost as him.
mm,
And not to criticize his energy in any way, you know what I mean? But it's just countering it in a way that's not effective
mm,
at all. It's just feeding his sense of rightness,
mm,
of rationality rules.
mm,
Rationality gives him safety to know.
mm,
And so that's not what's going to help. Like for me to say, but you're not seeing something, I'm making him more unsafe also.
mm,
So he's feeling more unsafe, so he has to cling even more to rationality. So that's a horrible situation that I've been experiencing. This very like I can understand now why I'm tired because I think I'm also going through my own process. Plus, I'm
mm,
dealing with, plus, of course, this
mm,
is the process,
mm,
but it's Also a lot of other stuff happening with grief, you know, around, that stuff, right? Stuff like
Mm,
that.
mm.
Yeah, I
The
can
magic mirror.
imagine.
God is the process, the magic mirror. That's what I'm saying. You can't even, it just comes in all forms. It's just about being more and more and more and more aware and fully interacting with every like experience.
We don't have the space. What would I be doing?
Say
I,
again.
we don't have the space. If we
Oh
didn't
yeah.
have, like, what would I do with that? It's really, really amazing. Like, it shows you the power of, you know what I realize is sometimes now, because we're recording this, sometimes I feel like we talk because we feel like we have to keep talking, but we can bring it. That's also our learning about how to be seen.
Mm.
Like, it's definitely some change, right? Like, I can definitely feel it differently. And sometimes I'm realizing we're talking and it's not the same level of connection. When I bring it back to like my problems, which sometimes I don't want
Mm.
to talk about being recorded.
Yeah.
But
But
anyway,
today that was good. And Dawes has done such an amazing job. He's like so intuitive and also check. So I'm just even today just letting go now and back to what we had because I trust him. I feel like he's he's got this. He understands.
well, like, he's also like, how do you say? He is very encouraging, right? The way he does the work is very encouraging to you and very support, makes you feel more confident, right?
So much so, I wanted to just say thank you because when we first recorded this and then I saw the video and I listened to it and I thought, okay, that's really cool. And I was like, okay, Naya's going to post it. I can't post, but Naya's going to do it. And I was like, I'm just going to let it go because I was freaking out about the same things of being visible and seen. I'm like, oh, my hat. This is a different level of being open, it's a different level of connection to consciousness with others. Like being seen is too small. The words are not like you see something, but this is not just about being seen. Anyway, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with this. This was another experience along this journey of the last 2 weeks being like 10 years of magic mirror. And I was like, oh God, okay. So let it go, let it go, let it go. So I was like, oh, thank you, Naya. Thank you, Doors, because I felt terrified, but really able to just do that. And then the clips have been amazing. I posted one on I've got a Substack. Um I write on Substack. So I posted one of ours, the shorts that he sent on there. And I was okay. Um and it's interesting actually how that's brought in the other stuff. It's like, okay, I'm not going to be open, I'm going to be seen more. So then all the other stuff comes up, all these other experiences that show you, okay, let me show you what else is in there, like these these experiences with addiction, differently abled. A lot's happened, eh? In the last 2 months since we've done this, actually.
Like in the last 2 weeks, so much has happened,
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just give permission for it to happen.
I mean, for me, it's been very liberating without even looking at it, not even going to it, but just knowing it's up there
Yeah.
is some level of, like I don't mind. I put it out in the world. I leave it and I let it do what it's supposed to do in the world. I haven't promoted it. I haven't posted anything. I've just been in this whole other, family visit and busyness and a lot of sessions and being very tired, basically. But actually I feel so good right now. I think that thing
I'm
in
also
my mouth
I
will
was
make me
about it. Like just letting it go, letting it. Um, yeah, it's been a really amazing process. Dawes is really amazing to do it. I mean, he's just the perfect person. He doesn't realize how much he's helping that transition for, I'm sure for
that
both of us.
you help healers to have confidence putting their work in the world, and also peace of mind putting the work in the world.
So much so, because the way he just chooses the clips and the way he's put it together, I mean, that would take me freaking hours. And there's just it's just such a beautiful, gentle process. He's really gifted at that. So good.
Oh, thank you so much, Dee. Wow, that really, really helped me. Wow, that thing with my back has been really hurting a lot. It's
I
been
could
debilitating.
feel it. I could feel it, and I can feel it's moved. I wanted to say what's really interesting is your dog, after that process, he got up to go to the door and he shook. And that's the way, dogs shake energy off. He did a full body shake. I didn't want to interrupt you, but you'll see it in the video, which is, I think, it feels like it's released, and he's helped release it as well in there. So it's really great.
We sing like it's just doing its natural thing, but that thing has opened. I've understood. I've
Yeah,
understood, and that's so healing. And it also allows me to love my brother
yes.
more. It allows me to love him more wholly.
And also, what I'm finding with these processes now, when he has the conversation, you're going to be very aware and go there first.
So there first, I won't talk. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Wow,
that's really
it's
cool. This
really.
works. It's just,
Yeah, sorry, we haven't had much time. I don't know what's going on with you.
no, no, no. Mine was the big thing about the just being thrown into these processes of fear, and the being seen thing is resonant for me as well along the same conversation. It's not like separate. So it's
I think
it is perfect as it was today. It's just great.
there's one thing I really want to express today, which is that I know we all don't realize it, blah, 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 blah. But
Yeah.
I mean, Z, like I told Dawes, like you are very perfect. Like working with you is working at a level which is limited to very few people, you know? And it's not even work, really. I don't know what this is, but I just feel like you don't see how, because maybe the way I don't know, maybe my way is more overt and your way is more, it's less obvious, or it's less loud or something. It's just different. It's very, like I said, it's like water. It's not a powerful storm. I think I'm more of like the powerful storm kind of energy. And you could just,
Fire,
right?
fire, and water, I suppose. Yeah.
Like a lake, or a river. And I think you can be the ocean as well, but it's like, I was also excited for the clips for you, because I also, yeah, I just feel probably other people will feel the same way about me. It's like, I wish you will show that to the world more, like not to the world. I wish you will show that profundity or who you are more, because it is really a blessing to experience. It's extremely helpful. It's not healing is not the right word. It soothes one's spirit somehow.
Thank you.
And I feel where you have placed yourself, like just in the business world, not in the world of humans, just all people,
Mm.
it's limiting that people to access you.
So it's so interesting you say that, because now I'm being placed in the world of humans in different forms. That's where I'm being placed. So these experiences, I love the way you've actually said that. Isn't it interesting? The limits were, no, 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 I can only operate in this space. And now it's showing me a human space. And I think the healer space will come through more and more now as well, that you've always spoken about. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Um,
That is seeing. It's not seeing you, but it's something beyond seeing you, because you are so limited in some way, but it's about seeing. And this is
Mm,
not action, this is not
mm,
flat, this is not trying to make you feel better or trying to encourage you and motivate you to post. It's
mm,
a genuine thing, like if your presence was there, what
mm,
it do unknown. Because these spaces, the presence is very like loud. Sometimes it's annoying and loud and so what would that presence do
mm.
in
I, I hear you. And I have actually said, yeah, I'm given permission now. Take me to these, because you're right. There's some that I'd probably avoid because it's a lot. All my own limitations would come up. But I'm proudly not saying, it's okay, take me there. And I'm being taken there.
also challenging space to navigate authentically. It's a
What
very
it,
Instagram and stuff,
oh, yeah, yeah.
overwhelming space. And
It
so I
is. I'm enjoying Substack actually because I'm finding comments are deeper. I mean, people are using AI and stuff like that, but I'm still finding a different type of conversation compared to Instagram. Doesn't mean I won't post on Instagram because even Creative Soul is taking its own form. But I'm enjoying that because I've done a few posts, which has also been to this, okay, be out there with humans, this humanity. So yeah.
what I would really say is like what you probably something is just coming to share with you is like to make that space your own, to
Mm,
make it yours.
mm,
Let it be
mm,
an extension of that space
mm,
that you're joining into
mm.
that space, but
Yeah.
rather make that space your own.
Mm, that's exactly the intention.
Well, send me your Substack. I'll have a read.
Cool. Perfect. Right. Thank you so much. As always, amazing. I just love the energetic interaction. I'm really appreciative of that. Thank you.
Yeah, me too.